First of all, happy holidays. It's already December. Crazy. It has been a crazy couple of years, and this is going to be, I don't have a crystal ball, but this is going to be my projections on what's going to go on next year, and also what got us to here, and where we are right now based on how many people have moved here. A lot of good metrics in here. So I'll start with what got us here. We all, I think, know. End of first quarter in 22, the Fed raised rates in an attempt to cool the economy, and it really just cooled housing significantly, especially in Austin. We'd seen a 21% increase in 21, and then 22, 23, 24, we have seen a consistent drop. So we've basically given back everything we gained in 21, and we're essentially at early 21 pricing. So it's a great opportunity for buyers. Sellers, hang with me, because I'll let you know where we're going in the spring and why, I think we're going to see our first recovery year of subcapacity going into 25. So buyers right now, I'm having one of my biggest months for closings in December, and it's buyers just getting phenomenal deals for folks that have to close by the end of the year or have not seen daylight for a while and are just like, hey, I bought this thing 10 years ago, I just want to sell it. So my buyers are doing very well this year. My sellers, a lot of my listings I'm pulling off the market. We're resetting the clock, and we're coming back on in January, February, and I'll explain why we're doing that. First of all, there's a seasonality. November, December are notoriously slow no matter what the market's doing. So it's a good time to just focus on the family and the holidays and just get through this slower period anyway. And so for buyers, that's great. For sellers, it's a great time to prep. So I'm taking quite a few listing meetings right now. We're getting pictures before we get a first freeze and all the grass turns brown. So we still have the end of what looks like summer here. Flowers are still in bloom, grass is still green. We're doing our drone shots and our videos and prepping everything and putting it in the can for going on the market at when is always a seasonally better time. And that is not going to be any different this year, but we had to get through two other things, and we're through one of them. The election had to get through, and people had to realize the world wasn't going to implode. So that's, check that box. Next up, we're waiting on getting through the holidays. That will pass in another month and a half. We'll be in mid-January. And the third one is some kind of significant rate drop where buyers who have been stalled since 2022 decide to get back in the market. Now, keep in mind, we have still had 60,000 people a year move here since 22 each year. So that's 22, 23, 24. That's another 180,000 people that have moved here. What are they doing? Most of them are renting and waiting for rates to go down, get through the election, and now getting through the holidays. So, those people are sitting chambered. A good portion of them will turn into buyers. There is a glut of multifamily that was built in the upturn that is still offering plenty of cheap rents and things like that. So people are pretty comfortable where they are right now. But at a certain point, we've got these 3 years of pent-up demand that are going to get released. And getting through the holidays, getting into next year, I think Jerome may not be as aggressive with the Fed rate drop as anticipated, but there's a couple more projections that are coming, and I think timing that with a January, February, March timeframe to go list is sort of your best window seasonally anyway, and I think this will be the first year in 25 that we're going to see a recovery year compared to what we've had the last three. But the time of year right now is perfect. Getting all your marketing stuff ready while we still have good weather. I mean, if we go to shoot your house in January, February, and it's cold and the grass is still brown, it's just not going to look as good on a drone video as it's going to look right now. So getting some of those conversations started is really smart to front load that. And then next year, I think we're going to see some semblance of recovery and a stabilized market for sellers. Realistically, we went from 6,000 permits pulled in early 22, projecting that year was going to be strong first quarter. We're down to a little over 1,000 permits pulled, and that's for new construction and things to replace existing inventory. So we're down to many fewer developers and one-off builders and custom builders actually putting their neck out there right now. And so once we get through that absorption year, we're going to be looking at a couple of years that it takes to deliver a new home before those developers and builders can catch up. So I think we're going to have a recovery year in 25, test the market and see if it's time to exit. And if not, 26 and 27 should be robust, even more robust, I think, just based on lack of inventory. And in 25, getting another 60,000 people here. So we have a stack of buyers that are moving here, mostly for good tech jobs. And everyone's going to jump at the same time. And in my opinion, when we hit, say, on a 30-year fixed 5.875 or a hair under 6, I think we end up with a little flood of people that come back in the market. So buyers, synopsis, you should be out there right now shopping with me. The deals I'm putting together are kind of insane. Sellers, let's pause, but get everything chambered to come out at a much better seasonal time, which is rolling in the next couple of months. If you have any questions, call me. I'm always available. I'm not going anywhere this holiday season. I'm just going to be around the house with the family and going to a bunch of closings. So I hope everybody's doing good, and I'll talk to you soon.